Hey, today's a bit of a different post. I'm actually going to be asking for a favor, and it doesn't really matter whether you know me really well or just a little bit, or the only time you've experienced me is through this post right now. You can still play along. So, what am I asking for? So, I'm publishing a book in Feb next year, and it's exploring a concept I call true perspective. Now, this is in a nutshell enabling people, you, me, whomever, who wants to play along, to see and experience themselves the way the rest of the world sees and experiences them. So basically, do you see yourself the way others see you? Uh, I utilize this concept in a lot of my coaching, a lot of my workshops, so my clients should be very familiar with it. And I just want to spend a little bit of time explaining what I mean. So this is what I call true perspective. The intersection point between how I see myself and how others see and experience me. And this overlap here in the two-circle Venn is true perspective. Now, the idea with true perspective is that we want to make this overlap as big as possible. Now, obviously, there's stuff I don't share about myself, and there's stuff other people don't experience of me. So we're sort of limited at times. But the deeper that they get to experience us, the more honest that I am in terms of what I share and how I share that, the bigger this overlap becomes. And I think the aspiration and the quest for all of us is to really enable how I'm seen and experienced by others, so this circle here, to pretty much be an exact replica of how I see and experience myself. This requires a massive amount of courage, a massive amount of self-disclosure, and a massive amount of truth and honesty in terms of how you conduct yourself and how you live and lead. So that would be the aspiration. And once you've got full alignment and this overlap where basically it's one circle, then it's about expanding that circle. So you know, the more you learn and understand about yourself, the more others can learn and understand about you. And so really that's the quest. And that's what I mean by true perspective. So I'd love to be able to incorporate some of the feedback on me in my book. And I want to demonstrate that asking for feedback, accepting that feedback is valid, and then choosing and processing what it is that you're going to action out of that feedback is something that's incredibly important to highlight true perspective, but then move forward and benefit from the process. It's but one tool in the mix, and so what I'd like you to do if you do want to play along, and I really encourage you to, regardless of how well you know me, is scan this QR code and it will take you to a survey that I've set up, and that survey is going to ask you a couple of questions that should only take a few minutes for you to complete, which will enable you to share your experience of me, i.e., what's your view of me? So for me, it's I'm getting your view of me, the view of you, ultimately. And so it's pretty quick, it's pretty simple, it's going to massively help me. It's going to be immensely beneficial for the content of my book, the readers of my book, hopefully some of which or all of which will be you. And it'll just help me flesh out this concept that I've been playing with for the last 15 years. And it's become somewhat of an obsession of mine. But I believe there's real power in this message. And if any leader can conduct themselves with perspective, understanding, empathy, and awareness, I think they're a leader worth following. So this is about helping people become that type of leader. So if you want to be part of that, you want to help me become that type of leader, you want to give your feedback, whether it be based on our experience of years or minutes, then please, I would love to hear from you. And I promise I'll keep everyone updated in terms of what I do choose to action out of this. So that's my promise, and I'll keep that commitment. All right, well, thank you so much. If you don't like QR codes, don't worry about it, or it's not scanning and the resolution's not high enough, or you can't figure it out on the computer, don't worry. There's a link below, and that will have a link to go to the actual survey as well. So just click on that if you're on your phone or your computer. That should be easy enough. But thank you for playing along. in advance, thank you for your feedback, whether I've worked with you in the past. Don't feel it only needs to be positive. I want honesty, I want truth. This is about integrity and alignment. So this will help you, this will help me, and hopefully we'll all benefit from this. Thanks again.